Bowman here, and this is Ecom Underground Daily, where we take a few minutes just to talk about some e-commerce strategies that are working either in my business or I'm seeing in clients' business or I'm seeing going on in the industry, and I just want to bring to you guys. So today we are going to talk about AMS. For those of you who don't know what AMS is, it is Amazon Marketing Services, and I'll give you a quick intro to what it is, and then we'll start talking about strategy. Now, this week, I'm going to talk about it a few more times. I don't know that we'll talk about it the entire week, but I definitely want to start talking to you about it. And the main reason is because here's like a hot tip. When you have people on one side of the aisle that are freaking out about some technology or some strategy, and you have the majority of people who are still like, wait, what? What are you talking about? That's an opportunity. That's a blue ocean, right? That's a place where we can go, and it isn't as competitive. And that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing really low ACoS, low cost per click, and just some premium real estate that you can cover with your ads. So I want to talk to you a little bit about that today. And what I would ask you is, if you get value from this, if you feel like this is something that either this content or the content that we've been talking about is valuable for you or for anyone you know, have them go to joinecomunderground.com. Again, just type it into their browser, joinecomunderground.com. They can hop into the group and they can partake. So with that, we're going to talk about AMS. I'm very excited about this because, like I said, it is a huge opportunity. I don't know how many of you have access to AMS. If you don't, there's a process for that. And we actually, I created a infographic. I'll drop it in the comments when we're done. And you can click and go download it. Basically, you'll use Vendor Express as kind of a loophole. And I won't get into the details of that right now. We have a whole, so the infographic will break it down. If you want like a detailed step-by-step, we have a whole course that covers that. But what I want to talk about today is the strategy. So assuming you have access, what you get now are headline ads. So you know when you type and you go into Amazon and you see the first sponsored product, right? When you get a result, and the other products below it, the organic listings, and then there's that one item on the top. That's called a headline ad, and only AMS, well, I shouldn't say that. Sponsored products and Seller Central will not give you access to that. There's also something called a product display ad, which is inside of a listing. Under the add to cart button, there's an ad there as well. So if you could just, think about that for a second. Think about the power of that. Is imagine putting an ad in your competitor's listing, and then before the customer goes to click the ad to buy, boom, there's your ad. Goes to click add to cart, there's your ad right underneath. So you're kind of, the one way that we phrase it is like you're ethically hijacking your competitor's listing. So what I want to frame today is the strategy, and I want you to get you thinking differently about AMS if you're already doing it. Because one of the things I see is people treat AMS like sponsored products. I've had the opportunity to work with massive sellers who have huge budgets, like Fortune 500 companies, household names, and that's where that benefits you. Is I've been able to test massive ad budgets, like hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, and I've been able to test a whole bunch of stuff, including obviously with our products. Obviously, we bring that home and we do it, but I've been able to test very rapidly. So one thing that I've seen is when you take a sponsored products mentality into AMS, you're already like dead in the water, because a lot of what sponsored products is about is going out and finding the long tail and kind of a shotgun approach initially. And that's solid, because we want to sort of get our ads everywhere and let's see what we get a return on. But there's one thing that separates AMS from sponsored products. It's a huge differentiator, and it's the ability to have a message. Now, one thing we've talked about last week is message, right? Message is huge. Now, with sponsored products, you don't really have a message. Sure, you have a title to your product, which my dear friend Dana Derricks talks about, kind of how powerful that is for having a message. But let's say, that aside, you don't really have any copy. Think about like a Facebook ad. You can write there's ad creative, right? You can put a custom image. Well, you can't do that with sponsored products. You just kind of throw up your product and send it out there. AMS allows you that ability now. You have more creativity. You have more room to put your message out there, more room to, like we said this weekend, grab your customers' attention. So what it does is it allows you to take tried and true marketing principles, grabbing their attention, communicating with them, and getting them to take an action. It allows you, it's not much space, but it's more space than we currently have, and that's the power of it. So if you just take a sponsored products approach, then you're not going to really get highly targeted. You're not really going to target and stay congruent, stay really relevant to what your customer's searching for. For example, if someone searches for, I don't know, I always grab the first thing that's in front of me. They search for a mouse as opposed to a black mouse or a large, black mouse. Like, those are different. They have different things they're looking for, right? So we want to present offers to them that are congruent. So that's the power of AMS, and that's where you need to treat differently. So where sponsored products is like a mass market approach, a mass approach, AMS needs to be a micro approach. And we need to be very specific about how we're communicating. So the way we do this, the first thing I want to talk to you about today are the 3 Ds. We call this our triple D strategy. All right, so with headline and product display, you need to make sure you're using a defend, destroy, and diversify strategy. What does that mean? First thing you have to do is you want to defend your listing you want to defend your own product display spot. You don't want a competitor hopping in and taking that. The next thing you want to do, you want to destroy your competition. So you want to go ahead and obviously start targeting your direct competitors on the headline ads, but you also want to go after their product listings, right? You want to go after your key competitors. And then you also have a diversify strategy where now you're going into indirect competitors. If you sell camping bags, then you want to go into the backpacking niche, or you want to maybe go into or if you sell camping backpacks, that's perfect. Camping backpacks. Now you want to go into the camping space, but maybe you want to go into the trail hiking space, or maybe you want to target people who have walking poles. You want to target walking poles. So now you're diversifying away from just your direct competitors. So the triple D strategy for AMS, and this is sort of where this is the starting point. We'll go a little deeper this week into each of the elements. But what I want you to take away from this is triple D. 1, defend your own listings, defend your own products. 2, destroy your competitors with your headline ads and with going after them inside of their listings with product display ads. And 3, diversify. Once you've sort of conquered your immediate competition, now start going out into indirect competitors, related niches where you can start grabbing some more business. So that's what I've got for you today. Definitely, if you have AMS, start thinking about that. If not, I will drop a link. We have a getting started infographic I have one I created that'll help you get started so you understand how the process works. If you want a deeper dive into this, we do have a training available, and I can tell you more about that if you leave any comments. But the main takeaway is I want you to start thinking about defend, diversify, and destroy. And then this week we'll talk a little bit about headline ads and that strategy, and then the product display strategy. So hopefully that helps, guys. And again, if you got value from this, and underground.com, and we'd love to welcome them into our community here and to share more with them. All right, guys, have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.